Hello,
Alright.
Internet.
Hello.
Yay. Okay, so technically this is another cruise and drive, but we're making it in a different format, so hopefully there isn't any errors in the editing and
Recording the
so on
live
and so forth.
streaming
So,
because yeah.
yeah, because logic.
Mhm.
Anyways, today's discussion is about Burnout, that also lovely racing game that you could almost say is hibernating as we currently speak. But there's a couple things that are roaming around that are interesting to kind of bring up. The first thing that I've found is from IGN. One of their recent videos they brought up is a development team that's creating a game called Dangerous Golf, and you can look it up for yourself and watch the video. It's like 9 minutes long or something like that. And it's a game that's very, very similar to Burnout Crash in the regards of, you hit the ball, you do a bunch of damage, you get a money total score, and then, you're judged on it. The interesting factor is this development team making this game is that was amazing, by the way. The original development, some of the original developers of Burnout are part of this team, and they said it's not like they didn't want to confirm it, quote unquote, because it's still like in the back of their minds because they're trying to finish up Dangerous Golf. But they said that they plan on making a spiritual successor to Burnout, some similar Crash game. And that really caught my eye, just the fact that finally we might have a Burnout game come on our radar again. So, let's have a discussion here. What would be the perfect Burnout in your guys' eyes? Let's start with Lonnie.
Well, first off, they need road rage.
Oh, Road Rage, yes.
Yes.
They definitely need road rage, because that is a staple in the Burnout series after Takedown, and they need to have something like that, and I don't see why not. They can just rename it, like, on a Road Rash or something.
Car Annihilation, something silly. What else would you like in it? Would you want it to be open world like Burnout Paradise was, or would you want it to be like what Burnout, Takedown and Burnout Revenge was? Sorry about that. That was a great pin.
Burnout Spin Out.
Yeah. That's like more about almost, you would do multiplayer lobbies, but it'd be more focused on the racing aspect rather than free roaming.
I like the free roaming. I mean, it actually has a great amount of social, connectivity in it, and that's why I like Paradise so much.
That was a great
if
record.
they had something like that, I would love it. And you died.
I know, I died so hard there. Anyways, Stryker, what would be your quote-unquote perfect Burnout?
Perfect Burnout. Well, I'm a Burnout noob. My only real experience was Paradise, and I put hundreds of hours into that game, both standard gameplay and modifying it. And
On the PS3.
I think yes, on the PS3, and free roam I think is a major aspect of games that people desire. I mean, just to have that ability to go out and do. And that taxi just ate.
Fuck you!
Gotta change the rating now.
To go, yeah. Just being able to go out, drive, and do whatever. Now, yeah, I would definitely agree on the fact that I would like it to be free roam and not restrictive of the way you want to play it. Now, like I said, I honestly don't have that much experience with Burnout, but there's something I noticed about Burnout Paradise that just isn't there on most racing games today, even like Need for Speed or anything. I mean, maybe it's more present on stuff like Forza Horizon 2, but congratulations, you just ate that minivan. Burnout has a different kind of community behind it, a different social community, and it's extremely diverse. You have the glitchers, the flat-out race stunters.
What
Well done.
are you doing?
I'm glad this is not gonna be that much edited, because holy cow.
Yep, this is all live from the Northwest. You know, there's just a different kind of community, and there's definitely a lot more communication between the players, and people are, you know, a little more willing to ask of others and show other people stuff, and that sort of a thing. Burnout Paradise Online has always just had a really different vibe to it because it's just so open. You run your own lobbies.
You almost can have like a discussion like what we're doing, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, and it doesn't get stale because you can run, you can make your own races. I mean, you could make and run your own races for the whole lobby to enjoy.
Right.
And in this, we're stuck with just starting a race with friends, which, you know, is accurate, but having the option. The challenges were fun. The custom races were fun. It's just certain.
So basically, a revamped version of
like
Burnout Paradise would be your perfect Burnout.
A lot of people, so many people would kill for a Burnout Paradise Remastered, or Burnout Paradise 2, or that sort of a thing.
And that's where it kind of leads to... Go ahead.
I'd like for them to go in the direction of, you know, a Burnout Paradise or a Forza Horizon. I mean, yeah. I mean, Forza Horizon 2 obviously being, like, Need for Speed free roam and all this sort of thing, like the crew, but, you know.
Right.
Fun.
Now, this what kind of leads to a kind of a concept that I was discussing with Stryker recently. Nice. That was gorgeous wreck right there.
God, that scared me.
Anyways, you know, I don't know what the problem is with this concept, because especially with EA, but I mean, what if, and I'm just saying as a what if here, what if they made, let's call it the Burnout Ultimate Package, where essentially they remastered Burnout 3 Takedown, which I would say is probably the pinnacle start of the best part of the franchise, remaster Revenge and remaster Paradise, and put it in all one big disc package game. Charge, I'll throw it out here, $65 for it. You know, that might sound a little much, but I mean, let's call why not.
Actually, almost would sound a little on the lower end, but
yeah, but nonetheless, remaster it and then have a couple more multiplayer features implemented into maybe Revenge and Takedown, and call it a day. Like, literally, I don't understand why so many developers are so concerned about or not wanting to remaster some of the best games of all time. Is it the fact that they're scared that their community is just going to go to their older, better games compared to the new titles? Is it the fact that investors think that that would be a horrible move just to spend their money on remastering old titles when, you know, new is the new thing? I don't know, but it seems like it's a common thing that there's a lot of games that should be remastered but aren't going to because of some practices in between publishers. But
right, and I mean, maybe it really is harder than we think for these developers to port something like this over to a new engine or a newer engine. I mean, sure, a lot of it's going to be similar or the same, but it's not Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline easy, where you can just, like, swap between the two, even though, well, Hardline's only a slightly newer title than 4.
Right. Yeah, we're not developers, so, I mean, we're just, you know, teenagers saying our quote-unquote opinions, but, I mean, I've been part of the gaming industry since the PS1 came out. And granted, a lot of people are like, holy cow, you're young, you don't even know what the freaking Nintendo 64 is, but nonetheless, I digress. I'm part of the newer age where, you know, PS4, PS3, you know, that's been my thing for the longest time. But I mean,
yeah,
and then
I've been a Nintendo guy my life until I was introduced to the PS3. And yeah, let's just say everything went down or uphill from there. Depends on your perspective.
Oh gosh.
PS tasty. Oh god, I'm not gonna make that joke.
But now I'm gonna kind of quickly lead off to a different part. It's under the comment of burnout, but I mean, when I heard about this dangerous golf game come out, I'm like, well, man, what the heck is Criterion up to right now? I haven't heard a word from them in a long time. So I go on their, website, like no news, no threads. Literally, the last video they ever posted was their quote unquote Beyond Cars video, which kind of is almost an insult in my opinion. But I'm not gonna go into that part. The part that I thought was interesting is that on their Twitter page, and like I think it was some kind of star, I don't know who it was, but he said just got done playing top secret Criterion game, super fun, but it's still in building phase. And I'm thinking, I'm like, man, why are they taking so long? And it's just like, in your guys' opinion, let's start with Lonnie here. Do you think Criterion, should they go in this direction? Should they just be like, oh, we're done with racing games, so we're just going to move on to hang glider, helicopter, ski, jet
Just
ski?
Just Cause without the guns, GTA without the GTA.
What's your thought, Eric?
The thing is, it's not only Criterion that made Burnout great. I mean, partially, only like a real small smidge was Electronic Arts. But I believe that Criterion should develop something that would... It's either a Burnout game or the game that they're making, like, similar to Burnout, because that's what they're good at, and that's taking all this time. And now they're going to make a new game. I mean, you can always experiment, but if you're good at something, I think you should continue making it.
Right, it's kind of like how DICE is literally the crown owner of Battlefield, and should only be, them developing it. Cough, cough, visceral.
Yeah, cough, cough, hardline was bad.
No, anyways,
Hilarious.
I digress.
Digress.
I feel like that Criterion kind of insulted their own community when they were basically like, yeah, we're done making racing games. We just want to move on and start making our own genre of vehicular gameplay, I guess we could call it. And okay, I will give them the fact that technically they were really pressured into making, Hot Pursuit 2010, and Hot Pursuit 2010 wasn't that favored to people. And then, then you got Most Wanted 2012, which was completely made by them, and that was kind of hated upon. Which, I mean, it depending on the review, I wasn't a big fan of it, but that's just because they tried to mesh Need for Speed and Burnout together, which is the bad idea in my opinion. They should keep them separate. Need for... the other, like, what do you think, Stryker?
In general about, wow. I think that it's a little frustrating that they said, oh, we're done with car games. Sure, you need to take a break from some things, but, I'm not exactly sure what to really think about that, aside from the fact that, I'd love to see them get back into Burnout or some sort of racing game of this sort a little sooner.
But that was a short little rant spiel about Criterion, where Burnout's going to be. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and catch you all in the next one. Talk to you later.
Alright.
Alright guys, I really gotta go. Parents are getting